Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
All righty. Regular meeting, Commissioners Court, Liberty County, Texas, May 26th, 27. Had a little bit of a hiccup for a second, but we're all right now. It's called a meeting to order. We have a quorum established. Commissioner Reeves, Commissioner Wilson are with us by Zoom. And everybody else is present. Let's all rise. Lee, if you'd lead us in the pledges this morning, and Clint's going to lead us in the invocation.
Please face the American flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please face the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Clint?
Father, thank you for your many blessings as we come to a close of another month. We ask that you continue to give us grace as we serve your communities, Father. Father, continue to be with our public servants as they serve. We give you praise in all things, Lord. We ask that you continue to give this court wisdom in all things. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. All righty. Okay. Next item up is the consent agenda. And I'm sure y'all have all had the opportunity to look at. Dwayne, we have any add-ons this morning?
Yes, Honor, I had one payment to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for $14,250. It's for furniture for the new county court of law. $14,250.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve.
The amendment, yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Okay, got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg to approve with the additional amendment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 5, consider and approve the resolution for grant acceptance. This is a nice little grant. Glenn, if you would explain to us that we got a whole lot of something for very little or nothing.
Yes, sir. This is 3 grants that the county is getting for the elections department. The first grant is the 2020 CARES Act grant for $81,649.42. We do have to match that grant of $13,608. We do have the funds to do that. We'll do half from Chapter 19 and then half from my regular budget. And that will help the county gear up for more mail-in ballots. It will help institute more infrastructure for the office to process more ballots. We have no idea how much we are going to be inundated. I'm hearing my colleagues from across the state, they're getting a whole lot more mail-in ballots. So we should probably follow suit. This money will pay for every bit of that.
It's 81,000. How much? 81,000.
$81,649.42. I have to spend every penny of that by December the 1st or give it back to the state.
What was the match?
81,000. Oh, I'm sorry. $13,608.24. My department funds can cover that match. The second grant is for $40,000 and there is no match. And that is for the 2018 election security grant. That will help for the security of the elections department. We'll purchase computer equipment for the county, anything that we can tie to security and tying together security for elections and infrastructure. The third is the 2020 election security grant. That is for $80,000. That does require a match. That we're working with the auditor. I'd like to use pretty much every bit of that for the technology department of the county. Anything that they can do to better the infrastructure. It also helps election security. So I don't need every penny. So we're a team here and try to do everything we can to help each other out. So I'd like that grant to go ahead.
How much is the match on the 8,000?
20% as well.
20%.
controller? Use that. Okay, good.
Why not?
Yeah.
See why not?
Any questions?
I move to approve.
Wayne, we got the money?
If the court wishes to pursue that grant, we have the money to do the match.
Second.
All right. Got a motion from Greg, second from Leon to approve the resolution for grant acceptance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 6, consider and approve interlocal agreement with Chambers County, Texas regarding temporary payment of Liberty Chambers CSCD employee salary during a period of transition, at the end of which the department will split into 2 independent departments. Matthew, you want to kind of run it down to us a little bit, what we're doing here?
Sure. Well, Chambers County reached out to me and I heard rumblings. I didn't know that it was near as formalized as it has been. But the Liberty Chambers Community Supervision Department is splitting. And Chambers County will have their own. But in order to do that, there's a kind of lengthy process you have to go into with the state. And in order to even go through that process, it's going to take somebody higher up in the probation department actually doing all that work. And so what Chambers County is offering to do is to reimburse us. I got some questions about this too. I hope you hear me, Dwayne. Chambers County would reimburse us the salary for that employee, and they would work full time getting this transition in place. So it would be in effect immediately, and it would go until more than likely about September 1st, or for whatever reason, if the split is approved by the state before then, or a little bit after, but it would go till that end. And there's a lot of cushion in here for us to kind of work out the dates exactly with Chambers County as we get closer. So my question, Dwayne, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I understand that for the juvenile probation department that we kind of act as something of a pass-through and contribute. But my question about this arrangement from the beginning is are we the proper party to be reimbursed for this employee's salary? Do we act as a pass-through for any of the salaries at adult probation?
We merely process their payroll in their accounts payable form. I believe they're still going to be paid out of their own separate funds. I guess I need to call. I can call the auditor down there in Chambers County, but Liberty County, we don't contribute no county funds per se to the paying of the probation salaries. But I believe what they're talking about is we'll still process her salary. Now, on the other hand, they might have her as a county employee and take her out of adult. And if that's what they're doing, and if they pay us back, that'll be fine also.
Yeah. So either way, this is just fine.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
All right, what's the court's pleasure?
Motion we approve.
Leon got the first shot at there. All right.
I'll second it.
Motion by Leon, second by Bruce. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 7, consider and approve the donation of 2 500-gallon containers of isopropanol from the Liberty County Sheriff's Office to Road and Bridge 1. Commissioner Karbowski, the Liberty County Sheriff's Office received this isopropanol from Endorama Ventures Oxides LLC in Dayton for hand sanitizer due to the COVID-19.
There's a misprint on that. It's 250 gallon.
Oh,
Containers.
250 gallon, total of 500.
Correct.
Okay.
Because of the bulk size of this, we've got it set up at the barn where any of first responders or anybody else in the county can come by and fill up gallon jugs from there.
Okay.
I move to approve.
Got a motion from Greg to approve.
Second.
Got a second from Booth. Thank you, Booth. All in favor say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate you sending that over there so we can keep everybody cleaned up good.
Yes, sir. And Commissioner Karbowski has the Liberty County patent on that. So I didn't want to infringe on that.
Our local chemist. Yeah.
But your chief keeps looking for my steel.
Oh, number 8, consider and approve the request from the city of Kennefic and residents of County Road 645 for the assistance of Precinct 4 in helping to repair County Road 645. City of Kennefic to pay $500 as always toward cost of manpower and material. Leon, that's over in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's just a typical interlocal working agreement. They need some small repair on the roadway.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, got a motion from Bruce to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Got a second from Booth. Thank you, Booth. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 9, consider and approve setting proposed elected official salaries and allowances for Liberty County budget ending fiscal year 9/30/2021. And we're not changing our salaries in this upcoming budget, so they will remain the same. And with the uncertainty, of course, with the economic conditions of the county and the world itself, I think it'd be wise for us to keep things as they are. So, Brother Rick?
Judge, as one of those employees, I can say thank you for not lowering our salaries. Based on the economic.
You're quite welcome. Got a motion from Greg, second from Bruce to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 10, consider approve the execution of the contract with Data Preservation Solutions for the restoration and preservation of certain permanent records in the county clerk's office. Each month's collection of records sent off for restoration and preservation will be based on and limited by the archive fund collection for the preservation month. The archive fund collection for the fiscal year should be approximately $200,000. The archive restoration plan and fund collection estimates will be reevaluated during the budget process for fiscal year 2021. And Lee, we've talked about this, and y'all do collect those funds now, correct?
Yes, actually, that estimate may be a little low because I think we've got 90,000 and we've been collecting for 2 months. So it's actually building up a little faster than that, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming a little low. If you read the contract, what it says is that we're going to base, when they come in and get the books and they take the next month's job, it's going to be based on the amount of income that we collected the month previous. So if we collected 30,000, then we will get enough books or project, things for them to take and work on that will equal that 30,000. So it will be month to month driven. It's a little harder to manage that way. We're going to have to really stay on top of it. But essentially, they come and take some documents, and when they bring them back, they take some more. And so we will be rotating them through month by month, and it will be based on the income that we brought in the previous month. And that 90,000 is actually going to be kind of a buffer since we haven't started yet. So we will have a little extra money in there at all times to cover it. But I'm very excited about this. We should start replacing our permanent collection here in the next month or two. And it's very exciting.
Sheriff, did we ever get all the books out of your storage building over there, those old ones?
I don't believe so.
I have a
Okay.
few, but not
Okay.
all.
I know we got a few of them, but those were the ones where people paid for their fines with chickens. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. An interesting reading if y'all ever get the opportunity, but what's the court's pleasure? Got a motion from Greg. Looking for a second.
Second.
Got a second from Boo. Thank you, Boo. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 11, consider and approve amendment to the existing 381 agreement with Colony Ridge Development LLC, increasing cost for the project, adding the purchase of 5 patrol vehicles for the sheriff's office, and adjusting the annual payment dates due Colony Ridge Development LLC. Okay, Matthew,
So this is an amendment that adds some things and also corrects, changes some things that we're having issues with. Some of the housekeeping kind of stuff is, pull it up, is it changes the date when we will pay Colony Ridge back, okay? And it changes that to August 31st in one payment for the year, instead of split out as was before. And then there was some other kind of minor issues. Apparently some property owned by Colony Ridge in Montgomery County was accidentally included in the list. So just we take that out, obviously it wouldn't be an effect for them. And then more substantively, this increases the estimate of the project for the construction of the sheriff's department by $500,000. In the prior first agreement, it was $1 million in construction costs plus another half for furnishings, et cetera. This increases it now to $2 million total.
okay.
It's still an estimate, obviously, because we're still in the planning stages, but that's what it's looking like.
For all practical purposes, the building is pretty much complete now.
The planning, yeah.
Well, what's the new building they have out there?
What all is it gonna have out there?
No, the new building that's completed. There is a new building out there. Brent Lane is on here as well.
Yeah, feel free to.
Brent, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
How you doing there, buddy? Everything
Doing
good?
well. How are you guys?
All righty. That, your new building out in that development, I know it is part of this 381, correct?
There's a community center that's right next door to the county annex, and that is not part of this agreement. That's
Okay.
just a private recreational facility for the residents.
All right. And so the county annex, what's the percentage completion on it?
I think we're still getting plans approved, and some of the increases have been when the sheriff's office, the constable's office talked to the engineer, he was telling them what some of the other counties have done as far as the evidence storage and lockup facilities and a lot of other things like that. So originally, I think it was contemplated more office space, but as each department has put in their input of what they would like in the building, that's increased the cost. And so as I understand, I don't think really hardly any construction has taken place, maybe other than clearing and maybe some foundation work, but I don't think that has happened. I think we're just trying to finalize the plans.
Okay. Sheriff, you gonna have any holding cells there that you know of or anything?
No, sir. I know one of the changes they had to make was to the evidence storage there. They had to reinforce it and have concrete walls and stuff added to it. And the architects have been real good working with us.
Ricky,
Judge, I've
a
kind
little
of,
bit closer so we can hear you.
yes, sir, keep my social distance.
Oh, no, yeah.
What I'm trying, in talking, and Matthew and both Trey Harris and I had some discussion, but when I actually got into the meat and potatoes of the agreement, I found out that, you know, our office basically has to monitor as the taxes are paid, and it's on some 10,200 accounts. And it's basically how they accrued in value from a 18 baseline to 19. And again, you can imagine having to monitor 10,200 accounts. And we've already set it up with CAD. They converted to property IDs. They gave us the 18 value. Now we're looking at a payment of 19. And then we have to reimburse that $1.5 million now up to $2 million as that money is paid in. So again, that takes some review on our part, but it also, in reading the agreement, it said that Connie, and I'm just referring to them as Connie Ridge, whoever the grantor is in this case, or the builder, or whoever the recipient of the 381 money. It says that they're required to administrate the actual agreement. So what I would like to make sure that it's clear in the agreement that Colony Ridge needs to inform the county, okay, these taxes have been paid, here's your invoice, you owe us this kind of money. It's the same thing we have with the TERS in Cleveland and all these other things. If not, it falls on my office to actually come up with how much I tell Dwayne to send over to Ridge. But it says in the agreement that they would assist administratively. I would like to include the administrative deal is you send us basically an invoice. These 10,000 accounts have paid. Therefore, the calculation is you owe us $500,000, and then we present that for payment, I think, to the auditor or to the court, however. It's got to have that kind of, you know, tools in it. Otherwise, we're waiting around, and I'm glad to see we relaxed it from March, because March was our first requirement to do this, and we talked about this before March, and so they agreed to kick it back to August. But as you know, August is one of the busiest times that we're working on budgets, working on valuations, assessments, and simply monitoring these 10,000 accounts. They know who's paid because they want to get the money back. So I think a sense of cooperation on that, and make sure that they understand we're really not going to pay anything until we get a bill. And I don't know if the language is that clear or not, Matthew, but I would like to have that. If we've had that discussion with Trey, they indicated that they would assist us.
Yes, in paragraph 5, it says each year the company will send an invoice to the county on August 1st.
I haven't seen the new agreement, but we did talk about that. So that answers my question, and then I would turn it over to Dwayne, or y'all would turn it over. All we're verifying is, yeah, he's right, they did pay. That's how we do the 380 in Dayton. They send us a list of accounts, and these taxes have been paid, and then they handle the actual administration through the 380. And I just want to make sure somebody's doing that on something like this. And I assume it's going to be taken care of pretty quick, the way values, as long as they pay their accounts, we should be getting out of this thing pretty quick as the money's coming in.
Sure. Yeah, no, we're good.
Thanks for that clarification.
Oh, yeah, that's a good concern.
That's all I had.
Brett, that sound okay to you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. What's contemplated and written up in the agreement is that August 1 of each year, Colony would submit an estimate on the amount of taxes above that base amount that have been collected, and would submit all of their invoices that haven't previously been provided, saying, here's what's spent up to this point on the project. And then you guys would make a payment to us within 30 days of when we submit those invoices to say, hey, that's accurate, or it's not accurate, or we have questions about the invoices or the tax estimate.
Okay. Dwayne, you have any questions?
This is way out of my area of expertise, I would just say, but we'll do the best we can to audit the claims when we get them.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Judge, one other point, and I'm sorry, Commissioner, but this will also affect our tax rate valuation calculation
Mhm.
because any kind of TERS payments or anything goes against your effective tax rate.
Right.
So I'm hoping, August is kind of, hopefully we can get ahead of that so we can use it in our calculations that we're trying to get to you by the first week in August. But
Now, this is not a TERS.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
It's a commitment of tax funds.
Right.
So there is a part on the true taxation worksheet that actually you have to offset, and it affects the calculation of your effective tax rate. So it's, we want to get that in so we're not holding up the calculation. So August 1 would be good. So we can get that, we can cut it off a little early to get it in so we doesn't hold up our calculation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody clear?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Got a motion from Bruce. Looking for a second. Got a second from Boo. Thanks, Boo. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 12, consider and approve the waiver of penalty and interest on account number 230960 in the whopping sum of $25.19 for taxpayer Cynthia Cardwell. Brother Rick?
And to do a confession on this one, and basically, a lot of this is some of these old accounts that are coming out. Weinberg sent out a letter to anyone who owed over a nickel, I think, and they're coming out of the woodwork now. So some of these were improper notice or something else. So basically, we have 3 or 4 that are coming in the next year. We're trying to group them up because one of them, I think, is $3, one of them's like $5 of taxes. So you can imagine the penalty and interest is even minute, but
Yeah.
It's a cleanup, and we're, I can't waive anything, but to me, these are all falling under that, either improper notice, something fell off in the process, some kind of calculation error, but it falls under that waiver that you as Commissioners Court, are authorized to approve.
Do you agree on these calculations?
Yes, I do. These are all run through our office before we send them in.
Let's take it.
All right, got a motion, Bruce, to approve, second from Greg. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 13, consider and approve the 2021 retirement plan assessment from Texas County and District Retirement System. Kim, you still there with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
You bet.
Okay. Every May or about this time, we receive from TCDRS the plan assessment for the next calendar year. And we have that now from TCDRS, and it actually has good news in it. Our rate decreased by 0.4% beginning January 1st. But with that said, TCDRS would like for us to go ahead and continue with the rate that we currently have for 2020 and elect not to take the reduction for 2021, given the current economic situation. It's not something that you have to decide today. We have until December 15th to return our benefit elections for 2021. But I did want to give you the heads up so that in planning for the upcoming budget, you could, take this into consideration. So no need to take action today unless you just want to, because we have a long time before the actual deadline. But I wanted to let you know that we do have some good news from TCDRS. There was no big jump in our rate. We did have the decrease, but they do highly recommend that we continue with the same rate that we have now.
Dwayne, I've got a question for you on this. Would it be prudent to go ahead and lock this in now That way we can get our budget planned out.
Yeah, if it was up to me, it's y'all's decision. I would keep it at the current rate because we know what the stock market has done this year. And that way it would take a buffer out of what we're gonna have to do next year, if you follow what I'm saying. But I would keep, if it's up to y'all, but I would probably keep it at the current rate.
Okay. I'll take that recommendation. And if we have a motion to approve that recommendation, I hope we'll vote on it. Okay. Got a motion from Greg to approve. Got a second from Leon. Looked like Leon got there first. Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Can I clarify?
Mhm.
Y'all are moving to maintain the current level into the next 2021
Yes.
fiscal year?
Same rate. Yeah. Instead of taking the 0.4% decrease, we're going to leave it at the same. Yeah. Okay. Number 14, consider and approve the reappointment of Dr. Don Callens as Liberty County Local Health Authority. It's just that time of year we had to re-up Dr. Callens to be our doctor in chief for the county.
Make a motion we approve.
Yeah, motion for Leon, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 15, here's one of my favorite ones. Consider and approve a railroad grant application to the Federal Railroad Administration. Now, let me explain what's going on. Currently, we have funded through an HGAC call for projects. The first go round was a little over $45 million that we got for infrastructure development for highway overpasses out on Highway 90. We came back, looks like we got another bump to us, probably from the Freight Transportation Committee, as I'd gone and begged and pleaded with them in Austin for another 13 or so million. So we're up to about $56 million now in total funding for that project. That should cover what we need for the project as far as overpasses are concerned. So a new grant has come about. It's a Federal Railroad Administration grant. Particular grants founded in safety issues and could possibly provide money for the rework and repositioning of the candy cane located on Highway 90. And this particular grant caters to rural areas. Hallelujah. It's a total grant amount is available as 300 million. We're going to be probably shooting for about 45 million in this grant. And I believe we have the information compiled to send in for the grant through the various stakeholders that we have established in the last 3 years. So at this point, we just need to consider and approve a railroad grant application. In other words, this say Commissioner Court says it's okay for y'all to go and do this as a total, as the county is concerned. But some of the stakeholders, of course, will be the county, probably the city of Dayton. We'll be getting information from them and also from the Liberty County Rural Rail District number 1, which is also a stakeholder in this course. So I would appreciate your consideration to approve this matter and let us get this grant rolling. I think there's a due date of June the 26th or 27th, somewhere along in there.
Make the motion we approve.
All right, got a motion from Leon.
Second.
Got a second from Greg. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 16, consider and approve release of road bond and refund of escrow to Kinder Morgan Pipeline. Starting last year, Kinder Morgan began work on a pipeline that runs through precincts 3 and 4. In conjunction with this pipeline, we required the company to create an escrow account at Prosperity Bank, which took an awful lot of negotiation, but it worked out well. We also required the company to secure a surety bond that is on file with County Clerk. The company has now completed its pipeline work and has settled road damage issues with Commissioner Reeves and Wilson. Leon and Boo, is this true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Accordingly, the company is asking that their escrow account at Prosperity Bank be released and their $3 million surety bond be returned to them. Everything is in order on this item and your approval is requested.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion from Boo, second from Leon to approve. And that's a pretty good indication that everybody's happy. All righty. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 17, consider and approve withdrawal request from Grant Works in the amount of $86,337 and LJA Engineering in the amount of $181,025 for contractual payments on a GLO infrastructure grant the county is currently working on. This being item number 17. This item is pretty much self-explanatory. LJA Engineering is making its first draw in conjunction with project preparation under the Hurricane Ike grants from GLO. Similarly, the draw from Grant Works is also the initial draw for infrastructure and housing buyouts under the GLO Hurricane Ike grants. The draw document that is closed is a dual signature form and requires execution by myself and Commissioner Arthur, since the majority, well, the buyouts are going to be in your precinct. These draws are in line and your approval of the same is urged at this time. Are there any questions or concerns or discussion? And if not, I think we probably need to go ahead and pay Grant Works and LJA Engineering and get this show on the road.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg. Favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, likewise nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 18, consider and approve the resolution that addresses driveways, culverts, and associated documents. This is a modified version of a resolution that the court has previously seen and tabled. We've tabled it twice so far that I know of. This modified document gives the inspection department a tool that will finally make it possible for us to get a handle on culvert installations and blockage of stormwater ditches. Now, Lee, I know you've had a little problem out in your area with some of these contractors. Have you had a chance to look over this proposal or a modified version for resolution?
I have, and it gives us the enforcement abilities to make these contractors straighten up.
Okay. All righty.
I make a motion to approve.
Yeah, I objected to it last time, and he made a couple more corrections, and I think it's good. I like it.
Okay. Who made the motion?
Bruce.
Bruce, okay.
I'll say that.
Got a motion, Bruce, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 19, consider and approve interlocal cooperation agreement by and between Polk County, Texas and Liberty County, Texas for such detention services pursuant to Chapter 791 of the Government Code. Now, Matthew, you might need a little explanation on the 791 Government Code here.
Well, this is just interlocal that allows us to store inmates in their county jail as needed at I think it was 40 even per day.
Okay. So that'd be, we could send 40 up to Polk County.
No, 40.
$40.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. As needed, and I'm sure subject to their capacity.
okay.
We have need, every now and again, we'll send some up there, for various reasons. Yeah. 17-year-olds, yeah.
Okay. All right, what's the court's pleasure on this?
Move approve.
Second.
Got a motion, Greg, second, Bruce to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. And that motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 20, consider to approve request to explore the available Texas Water Development Board grants and submit an application for the same if feasible for infrastructure, housing buyout, and drainage studies and planning. I especially like the drainage studies and planning part. The grant cycle for the Texas Water Development Board is currently open, but will be closing very soon. At this time, we're exploring both housing buyouts and infrastructure improvements. Many of the projects being considered have been taken from information that each commissioner previously provided. And we're asking that you authorize the preparation and submission of grants to the TWDB. Same asking for funding in the areas of housing buyouts, infrastructure improvements, and or drainage studies and remediation plans. Again, this is pretty much needed for Liberty County if we're going to continue on with any drainage mitigation down the road and the buyouts as they pop up, and we can go ahead and get those taken care of. Infrastructure improvements. So my question to y'all, I think let's go and approve this and see if we can get this knocked out.
Move approve.
Leon, did you make the motion? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Leon made the motion, second by Greg. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 21, consider and approve solicitation of bids for asphalt overlay services. Harold?
What you got there, Boo?
Got some roads to overlay. Our contract's outdated with asphalt services, so Harold had it put on the bid out till we rebid for current overlay people, because it's been out since 18.
I make a motion we approve.
Okay, got a motion from Leon, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 22. Consider and approve interlocal agreement by and between City of Dayton, Texas and Liberty County, Texas for acquisition of 24.7788 acre tract in Dayton, Texas. Matthew.
So, yeah, and we're not acquiring it. We're actually selling it in a sense to City of Dayton. Leon, this is the tract out by the dump, isn't it?
Yes.
So we and the City of Dayton, or
It's landlocked.
we and the city. Yeah, that's right. It's landlocked. But, and to complicate matters further, both the City of Dayton and the county have an interest in it. And so instead of having a bunch of folks at the closing table, and to make it kind of easier to negotiate with potential purchasers, the City of Dayton has asked if we would quit claim our interest to them. And then once they sell it, they will distribute half the sales price to us, and then they would retain the remaining half. So we're giving it to them to make it a little bit easier to negotiate and actually sell it, and then we'll get our money back after they sell it.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce. Second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye. Leon, you and Boo. I see Boo raised hand. Leon?
Yes, that I.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 23, consider and approve payroll overtime for Tropical Storm Imelda back in 2019. And we accrued some overtime from some departments. I know it, emergency management, and I think sheriff's department too. So we'd like to go ahead and get these paid if at all possible. Kim, are you there?
Storm Imelda. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now. Yeah.
You can hear me okay? All right. The court previously approved the payment of overtime for Tropical Storm Imelda, and we now have all of the detail and the time in from all of the departments. We have 48 employees for a grand total gross pay of $18,652.11. So the details of it are now available, and so we're just asking the court to approve that. But I think we need to add one additional hour for Shelley Edwards with the Sheriff's Department. Is the only one that's left off of my current list. So it would make 49 employees plus 1 hour for that Sheriff's Department employee. And we'd ask the court to approve this. And what we'd like to do is make this a separate payroll so that it's easily identifiable for future audits.
Okay. Dwayne, is that okay with you?
Yes, that's fine. Does that include FICA and TCDRS, Kim? That number?
That is just the total gross pay. So the taxes, the county's share of TCDRS plus the county share of taxes would be in addition to that number I just gave you.
I think it's around 23,000, but it's okay with me.
Make the motion we approve.
Any other discussion? Yeah, got a motion from Leon to approve. Second from Bruce.
Judge?
Yes.
The total expenses for the county are about $4,800, a little bit over $4,800 in addition to the $18,652.11 on the gross pay.
Okay.
So
Boo, do you
just
have
under
anything?
24,000 total.
Okay.
I just gonna make sure they got the addition added in there, just not the 18,000.
I believe we did, and Dwayne said it's okay with him.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a motion from Leon, a second from Bruce to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, need a motion to adjourn. Got that? Second from Bruce. All in favor, say aye.